This is Monkey World in Dorset, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. Today on Monkey Life...
Hey, little man.
Woolly monkey Paulo meets his new family for the first time.
He's ready to go. He's eating solid food. Look at the size of the belly hanging out there. It's just enormous.
Chimp Eddi has fun and games with baby brother Bart. And emotions run high when Mad Max the Marmoset arrives at the park.
But that's what I'm saying to you.
I don't want to fall out with it. I'm only here for him. You know what I'm saying?
Monkey World is renowned for its work rescuing endangered primates from all over the world, including South America, Asia and Europe. But today, they're stepping in to help a monkey who's been living a little closer to home. Mad Max the Marmoset has lived with Sandra and her family in Stoke for just 6 months.
I haven't got anything, honestly.
And they're already finding him a challenge.
You can see what Max is like. Very cheeky, wants to come out all the time. None of the kids will come in the room with him because he jumps straight on them and bites their ears. It causes quite a lot of damage as well. They do smell, they smell horrific. I think he's took me as his mate. He tries to mate with the back of my head constantly.
Mad Max may only be a lightweight monkey, but he can still pack a punch.
Watch out, Harvey, he'll get you. He's coming. He'll bite you. Ooh, soldier.
This may all look like fun and games, and although Sandra has done her best, having an exotic pet is a huge responsibility. Animals are at risk from neglect, and many are often abandoned. In the past 20 years, 33 small monkeys have been rehomed at Monkey World from the British pet trade alone. And Max is about to join them.
We feel now that Max should be with other monkeys, because it's cruel, basically, to keep him locked up in a cage. It's the right thing to do, and it's the right place for him to go. We just want what's best for him.
Max was bred in a local pet shop and sold to a lady who kept him for only 6 months before deciding to sell him on.
So we saw the advert in a local shop, went round, saw him, fell in love with him and bought him, and it was £900. Yeah, it was £900, so we bought him. We've had him now for about 7 months. We don't feel as we want to sell him. He shouldn't be in a cage, so we're prepared to let Monkey World have him and let him live a normal, natural life. I think we owe him that much.
Although Sandra is very fond of Max, she now realises just how difficult looking after a small primate can be.
We don't know anything about them. You know, they're specialist animals. They should be kept with other monkeys. It's not fair to keep one on their own anyway. But as pets, I mean, they don't make fantastic pets. You know, they can be quite vicious, very possessive. You know, you've got to find a specialist vet if he becomes ill, because your local vet more than likely won't handle him. And we'd only had him for 2 weeks, and we noticed he wasn't well. We took him to a vet in Chester that specialises in exotic animals, and straight away she had a look at him, and his tail was broken due to the lack of vitamin D3 in his diet, so his tail had to be amputated, and that was in like a fortnight of us buying him.
At the moment, it's not illegal for pet shops to sell marmosets, but all too often, new owners are not given the correct information about how to care for them.
I do think now that the pet shops shouldn't be allowed to just sell these monkeys to the general public. Anyone can buy one. You wouldn't keep a dog locked up in a cage all day, so, you know, you shouldn't keep a monkey locked up all day.
Here, we'll put him right side up, first of all.
Later, Max arrives at Monkey World and Alison is concerned.
He's actually obese. He's just enormous. He has a ton of fat all around his shoulders, and he actually has boobs.
And pregnant orangutan Amy gets to grips with a breast pump.
The likelihood is that Amy's not going to rear this baby. So what we're doing is giving ourselves a few alternatives.
Over in Paddy's chimp troop, 16-month-old baby Bart is being babysat by the rest of the group, whilst Mum Susie takes the morning off. He's loving his newfound freedom and is hitching a ride from anyone that will carry him. In the wild, female relatives will often play a key role in the childcare duties, as babies are seen as a very precious addition to the group. Like human babies, Bart craves attention and contact and loves it when the female chimps mother him. And today, everyone wants a piece of Bart. Even his big sister, Eddi. Siblings often take over parenting if a young chimp is orphaned or separated from mum. So this is Eddi's chance to show how responsible she can be. But she's a little over-enthusiastic in her approach to rough and tumble. Especially tumble. Susie's keeping an eye out as Eddi moves on to the next stage of her babysitting operation. Climbing high up on the frames with her little brother clinging onto her. It looks like Susie's morning off is over. Time for Mum to step in. Across the park, Mad Max the Marmoset has finally arrived on site. Park director Alison and the team are on hand to meet the latest small monkey to come from the British pet trade.
So this is Max.
Yes, this is Max.
Hey, little man. Okay, so he's quite a big lad.
He's taken to his new home, the Marmoset house, where Alison can assess his condition.
I mean, his general physical condition is not bad. You've you know, done a good job in that sense, and he's quite active and confident as
Quite
well.
happy,
So
but he
you've
doesn't
clearly
know anything else, does
Yeah.
he? You know, he's happy. He's probably a little bit chubby because I think the kids have been giving him
yeah, he is.
bits of marshmallows.
At first sight, Max may look healthy, but Alison can tell that there are some underlying problems.
The owners were concerned about his nutrition, and if anything, they thought he might be sort of underweight and not eating so well. He's actually obese. He's absolutely enormous. He should actually be a similar size to our youngest little Marcel. He's just enormous. He has a ton of fat all around his shoulders, and he actually has boobs. So that's just all excess body weight.
The signs tell Alison that one-year-old Max has had a difficult start in life.
Within that year, he's been taken away from his mother, shoved in his cage, sold on in a pet shop, not given the appropriate diet, had his bones break, had his tail amputated, moved to another house where the lady couldn't cope with him there, sold on to another owner who then fed him up so much that he's now obese, but at least, you know, they were trying to do the right thing. And now they realize because he's so intensely aggressive with people that he doesn't make a good pet and he needs to be with others of his own kind.
Sandra and her family have looked after Max with the best intentions, but it's time for Alison to deliver some home truths.
No, that's what I'm saying to you. That's why
I don't
this.
want to fall out with it. I'm only here for him. Can you understand?
I know, but this is the whole point. What I'm saying about the trade is that the vets most of the time aren't specialists, so that they don't actually know. And whereas you're doing the right thing by him.
I brought him here. That's why I'm here, because
I
I
know.
don't want anything else to happen to him. Initially, I mean, he wasn't aggressive or anything to start with. Obviously, we realise now why he's aggressive. He wants out, you know.
Yeah. He needs to be with others of his own
as
kind.
we can.
I know, that's why I
Well,
called
we've
you and
got
said
him.
I'd work with you on this.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying to you, you know, it's a fine line. I can sit here and try and placate the previous owners and try and give them all of the reassurance that they did the right thing for Max, and I know they meant to, but this is just, once again, the lady gets upset when I say to her, he hasn't had the appropriate diet. He's overweight. She doesn't like hearing those things, but I'm afraid it is the truth. He's antisocial because you've kept him in solitary confinement. He's obese because he's eaten wrong foods and gets fed sweets by the kids. He got a broken tail that had to be amputated at only a year old because he hasn't been given the appropriate diet. Wrong, wrong, and wrong again, even though these are well-meaning individuals. And this is the whole point about the laws in Britain today. They're not protecting Max or any of the others that are out there.
I'll be the first person to admit we're just ignorant to, you know, it's a pet, and you think initially that it's fine, you know, we can look after it, but at the end of the day, we can't. We don't know nothing about them, and it's cruel.
Although Sandra's sad as she says her goodbyes, she knows Max will be well looked after.
Loads happier. I think we've done the right thing, definitely. I think it's a fantastic place, and I think he'll be happy.
There are two groups of woolly monkeys living at Monkey World, and today, new baby Paulo is going in with his new family for the very first time.
Hey, little man. He looks very sleepy right now. Those little eyes are dropping off. So, you know, this introduction might go so calmly and so smoothly because he just simply falls asleep, but we'll have to wait and see what happens here.
Paulo is one of 5 woolly monkeys born at the park, but sadly he was rejected by his mother at birth and had to be hand-reared by Alison and Mike.
That's what you wanted.
At 3 months old, the team decided that Paulo was advanced enough to introduce him to his own kind.
Look at this.
He was allowed to spend time with his half-brother Julio, who was also hand-reared by Alison.
Good boy. From the day he was born, he was far more advanced than Julio. And you have to remember that it wasn't until Julio's 7-month birthday that we started leaving him in with the woolly monkeys. So Paulo here is coming along quite a lot quicker. When I spend evenings with Paulo now, I only think that I'm holding him back. I'm not a good enough climbing frame. I don't have a good enough climbing frame at my house, and I'm not a woolly monkey. So those are the things that he needs now. He needs to climb proper, and he needs to be with other woolly monkeys, not with me.
So today, at 4 months old, it's been decided that Paulo's ready to spend some time alone with the group that will eventually be his new family, Bueno's group. It's a great environment for Paulo to grow up in, as there are plenty of lively youngsters for him to learn from, including new baby Inca. She's only 3 months younger than Paulo and should make an ideal playmate.
Yeah, so if you keep trying to encourage them.
Back in the playroom, it's time for Paulo to meet the family.
Hey, little man. He's ready to go. He's eating solid food. He feeds himself. You can see, I mean, look at the size. He's just had breakfast. Look at the size of the belly hanging out there. It's, you know, it's just enormous, big Buddha belly. So he's really ready to go. But he still is just over 4 months old and therefore still emotionally very clingy. And you know, it's a fine balance between spoiling him but giving him enough reassurance that he feels confident. So we don't want to turn this into a nasty situation where he thinks, oh no, I'm just going to be upset. So we do short bursts, try and make it as stress-free as possible, and let him relax with the other monkeys, and that seemed to do the trick with Julio anyway, so we're pretty confident that Paulo will fit in here really well.
When the group enters the bedroom, Paulo looks a little nervous and tries to stay near to Alison, his adoptive mum, for safety.
Okay, so if somebody comes and talks to him and settles him down and stuff, I'm going to leave this in the kitchen.
But it's important that he meets the others on his own, so Alison leaves the bedroom and stays out of sight. Left to his own devices, Paulo finally finds his confidence and begins to explore. Alison hopes that the other woolly monkeys will leave Paulo alone to get used to his surroundings. And it's looking good. They are far more interested in their lunch than their new visitor. It's a great start to the introduction, as too much attention from the other monkeys could intimidate baby Paulo and make him anxious. This is a real adventure for the little one, and he seems to be taking it all in his stride. It won't be long before he can move into Bueno's group and live with his fellow woolly monkeys full-time. Later, marshmallow-loving Max the marmoset gets to grips with a wriggly delicacy. In the orangutan house, pregnant Amy has been learning how to be a good mum. She's had 4 babies in the past, but only Gordon survived, who had to be hand-reared. So, for the past few weeks, primate care staff have been getting Amy used to the idea of both handling and feeding a baby, using a toy monkey and a breast pump.
The likelihood is that Amy's not going to rear this baby. Now, it would be brilliant if she proved us all wrong and just picked her up and started suckling it straight away, but that's pretty unlikely. So what we're doing is giving ourselves a few alternatives so that we can either express milk from her with the breast pump, or if she'll allow the baby to suckle, actually have the baby suckle from her through the little door we've cut in the mesh. She's become a lot more patient, more so with the pump than with the puppet baby, but what we're doing now is extending the time that we can keep it stuck on her nipple. In real terms, if the baby was having to suckle from her, it would need to stay on the nipple for quite a while. Same deal if we're actually using the breast pump to express milk from her, we need to be there for a while to express enough milk to make a bottle full or whatever. So we're gradually building up the time that she'll stay in the one position, and she's being pretty good with it.
But like any pregnant mother, all this preparation and planning takes its toll, and Amy could do with a reliable birthing partner to help out. And that's where her old pal Jeremy steps in.
What? Yeah, let me... I go in my pockets, you don't go in my pockets. Just... there, that's what you wanted. All I'm doing really is just getting her used to me being in here and just like hanging out rather than doing anything specific. Actually, one thing she does like, and of course you don't want to spend all your time just feeding her, one thing she does like is neck and back massages. So this is something that, are you ready? This is something that isn't going to make her fat, but it is at getting the contact, which might help. But if you do this for long enough, she can go quite silly and beanie. She goes like a beanie doll on me.
But Amy has an ulterior motive for letting Jeremy get close to her.
But I've got no more. There's nothing else. Oh, actually, there is. Look what I just found in my pocket. A little Amy treat. That is the last one.
Amy loves her food, and now that she's eating for 2, she's allowed to be greedy.
Amy doesn't need an excuse to eat more. Amy's just an eating factory. It's what Amy's do, they just eat. You okay, Poppet? Is that enough? Can I go now? I'm going.
Jeremy will continue to spend time with Amy over the coming weeks.
Is that all right with you?
So that when she finally gives birth, he can be there if she needs him. Back in Monkey World's Marmoset house, new arrival Mad Max is getting used to his new surroundings and his new diet. Max ran riot in his previous home in Stoke, chewing the furniture and sharing the children's sweets and treats. But here at the park, that's all about to change.
As soon as we get Max in with the other individuals, his whole diet's going to change. He might prefer marshmallows over mealworms at this point in time, but as soon as he sees all of the other guys pushing and shoving for the mealworms, and there are no marshmallows on offer, he'll very quickly learn what an appropriate diet is, and he'll be just as keen.
So today, he's being given a meal more suited to a marmoset: stick insects. It's unlikely that he's ever eaten a live insect before, and the staff are unsure how he'll react. But they needn't have worried. He's instantly reverted to his natural instincts and can't wait to get his hands on the fascinating feast. And the fact that this snack wriggles from time to time just makes it more interesting. If all goes well, Max will eventually join the other bachelor group of marmosets currently living at Monkey World. Outside, the marmosets are also being given stick insect snacks. These guys are old pros when it comes to foraging for food. Marmosets are omnivores and spend half their day searching for fruits, nectar and animal prey, like spiders and insects, which make up an important source of protein in their diet. They also have excellent eyesight, which makes them good at detecting camouflage prey amongst the trees. These two are experts at finding their food and quickly polish off the lot. But soon they'll have competition. Max seems to have quickly got the hang of insect eating and should fit right in when he joins them in the enclosure. Next time, it's a day of introductions, as Mad Max the Marmoset meets his new housemates.
As he's never lived with any other marmosets, he might be very aggressive or frightened.
Chimps Ben and Pip are in shock after another meeting with alpha male Hananya.
Yeah. What happened? Who put that big monkey in here, for goodness sake?
And baby Bart enjoys his first taste of honey. This is Monkey World in Dorset, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. Today on Monkey Life, it's a day of introductions as Mad Max the Marmoset meets his new housemates.
As he's never lived with any other marmosets, he might be very aggressive or frightened.
Chimps Ben and Pip are in shock after another meeting with alpha male Hananya.
What happened? Who put that big monkey in here, for goodness sake?
And baby Bart enjoys his first taste of honey. Monkey World's 60 chimpanzees are split into 4 groups. In an effort to encourage all the chimps to get along, a lot of careful planning goes into deciding where each of them lives. Youngsters Ben and Pip have moved in with some of Hananya's troop. Over the past 2 months, they've been gradually introduced to their new family, and they're slowly growing in confidence. But today it's time for Ben and Pip to once again meet alpha male Hananya.
It's been over 2 months since they've seen Hananya, and they're really getting confident and have found lots of friends within the group. So now's the time to take the plunge and try Hananya again.
The first meeting between Hananya and Ben and Pip wasn't very successful. Last time, Hananya targeted Ben, resulting in a nasty wound to Ben's arm.
All of us are surprised how violent, really, Hananya's response to Ben was, because we still see Ben as such a small young boy, so cute, and, you know, it's hard to imagine why Hananya would see him as the threat, but obviously that distinction is there. He definitely distinguishes between Ben and Pip. He sees Ben as a male and as a threat. And that's the only difference that we can see, because really he was OK with Pip, and Ben last time was the focus.
To prevent Hananya causing a serious injury to Ben, the team had the tips of his canine teeth removed.
We feel, I think, much more comfortable now that Hananya's canines have been capped. It's really about the level of damage he can do in a very short amount of time, and obviously any damage to muscles or tendons, could risk losing a limb or some kind of injury that would then really make Ben's integration into the group impossible.
Even without his sharp canines, Hananya is still very much the head of his group.
He's still a very big, very scary male, but just without some very dangerous weapons.
And although this should make a big difference to Ben and Pip, no introduction is easy.
It's a really anxious time, and certainly myself and a couple of other members of staff said that we didn't sleep very well last night. So yeah, it's a nervous time, but fingers crossed we'll have a better outcome than last time.
But later, Hananya attacks Ben again. And the team have to act fast. And will Keeper Holly ever get the sample she's waiting for?
Pee, Piquita. Come on. Pee, pee, pee.
Next door to Hananya's in the Marmoset house, another introduction is about to begin. 1-year-old Mad Max is meeting his new housemates for the very first time. Mad Max used to live with a family in Stoke, where he ran riot all over the furniture and even attacked the children.
He'll bite you.
Now rehomed at Monkey World, the team are keen for Max to begin meeting his new family.
It's hard to predict how the others will react to Max and how Max will react to them. As he's never lived with any other marmosets since the time he was forcibly orphaned from his mother, he might be very aggressive or frightened. You know, he's going to be antisocial, but you can see right now, he's dead keen, and they know as soon as they hear the other whistles of the marmosets, they're instantly drawn to it. We just have to hope that he's young enough, because he is only a year old, that he'll want to be with them. He won't be overly territorial or aggressive.
And waiting to meet Max is 2-year-old Marcel. A year ago, he was rescued from the British pet trade and was quickly integrated into the existing group.
At a year old, they took on Marcel and bundled him up and loved him to bits because he looked like a baby. He had all of the right sort of facial features and he was tiny. And Max should look more like that.
Although Max is younger than Marcel, he's nearly twice his size, and this might cause a problem when they meet.
I'm hoping that they don't perceive him as an adult and therefore a potential threat to the group. I'm hoping they still look at him and see a cute little guy who's ready to play.
The team have given Max some time to adjust to his new surroundings, and now keeper Toby can open the slide and allow Max through to meet Marcel. It's likely that Max hasn't seen another marmoset since he was removed from his mother. But so far, the introduction's going well.
Initially, it seemed quite positive. They sort of met each other and sort of sniffed each other a bit. Marcel's a bit scared, nervous, unsure, so he's making a lot of vocalisations and he's done a little bit of chasing of Max. Max is doing very well, he's done nothing wrong. He's told Marcel off a couple of times when he's gone near him. We're just hoping that as he is still a youngster, the rest of the group will see him exactly as that and they will play with him and let him join in and look after him and that he will fit very well into the group in the end.
The next few hours will be crucial if Max is going to settle in with Marcel and the rest of the marmosets. In Paddy's group, there's some strange chimp action going on. The adults are licking the trees. And it's not something 16-month-old Bart has ever seen before. And to make matters worse, his mum, Susie, starts to join in. But the truth is that the chimps are enjoying a very special treat. The keepers smeared the trees with honey this morning. And as soon as the group realised, they started licking everything in sight. In the wild, when fruit is scarce, honey becomes an important part of a chimp's diet. But it comes with a sting in the tail, bees, and plenty of them. Luckily, chimps are smart and will often choose honey from the hives of bees that don't sting. Here at Monkey World, honey comes bee-free. And it's a great way to encourage the chimps to use tools as well as tongs in an effort to make certain there's not a spot of honey left anywhere in the enclosure. Baby Bart's still clinging to Mum, watching. Babies learn what to eat from others in the troop. In this case, it's clear that tree licking comes highly recommended. So maybe it's time for Bart to find out what all the fuss is about. And once he gets a taste of the honey, there's no stopping him. The flash of white fur on his bottom means that Susie can always keep an eye on his whereabouts. And it's a good job, as there's only so much honey a 16-month-old should lick off a tree in one day. Back at Hananya's house, Hananya is in one room, Ben and Pip are in the other. It's a tense moment as the team prepares for them to meet again.
So let's let him in. What do you reckon? Let him in first. Give him a minute. Yeah, give him a bit, and then we'll let these guys through. Okay? Yeah.
Hananya is a large, powerful male who can be aggressive. But for Ben to live in this group, Hananya has to accept him. Ben and Pip are calm. They have no idea what's about to happen.
Right, let's go. I think he's going to come steaming in here, so I'll stick with Ben. I
think he is going to come steaming.
Yeah.
I think he's on his way.
Good, because he's going to get bored soon, and when he gets bored, that becomes bad again.
Hananya targets Ben immediately. The team acts straight away, spraying harmless CO2 gas to try and break up the fight. But it doesn't work. Eventually, to everyone's relief, Hananya lets Ben go and the team can move in to break up the meeting. At Monkey World in Hananya's chimp house, the meeting between alpha male Hananya and youngsters Ben and Pip hasn't gone well. But Hananya eventually backed off and the team have separated them, giving animal director Jeremy and keeper Lee the opportunity to go in and check on Ben.
What happened? Who put that big monkey in here, for goodness sake? It was him. It was his fault. Yes, I know, I love you too. I love you lots as well.
The pair are clearly shaken, but Ben doesn't appear to be badly hurt.
He's got a few sort of scratches on his feet, and when Lee was just having a look at them, he didn't resist very much, so he's obviously not. And look at him now, he's walking around on them, so it isn't that bad, is it? I think really the whole thing is more, rather than the physical injury, it's more the shock of what's happened. And, you know, and that's why we're here now, to make them feel loved again. And also a few polos, a bit of sugar when you've had a shock can't be a bad thing. I'm sure we're all going to be fine.
The decision to cut the tips off Hananya's canine teeth has paid off. The attack was really ferocious, but Ben's got away with only a few scratches. And more importantly, Hananya did eventually decide to let Ben go. And this has given headkeeper Cara something positive to consider.
In both introductions, we've always wondered afterwards whether we could have let let Ben then stay with Hananya and see whether that one attack was enough for Hananya. The trouble is it's so difficult to assess the injuries, and really your natural instinct is to get Hananya out of the way so that you can really tend to Ben and any immediate medical needs he has. But it may be that we're going to have to allow some contact, even if it's negative, and then try and let the introduction play out for a bit longer.
In the wild, aggressive disputes do happen, particularly when adult males encounter males from neighbouring groups whilst patrolling their territory. So Hananya's response towards Ben is a natural one. And if youngsters Ben and Pip are to stay together, then persisting with these introductions is the only option. But the team will need to think seriously about what to do next.
We're not going to give up yet, because we still believe that this is the best place for Ben, this is the best group for Ben, and that if Hananya can learn to tolerate Ben's presence and see him as a lower-ranking male, who he has absolute authority over, we've still got something there, but we need to take stock and see where we go from here.
Later, have things gone any better in the Marmoset house as new boy Mad Max meets Marcel? And determined keeper Holly is having no luck with pregnant Piquita.
Pee, Piquita. Come on. Pee, pee.
With Ben and Pip recovering and the boss inside, the rest of Hananya's troop are having fun. Even 10-year-old Patricia is having a good time. She's always been a nervous chimp who doesn't normally join in with the others' play sessions. But recently, things have changed. And today she seems much more relaxed. Not long ago, Patricia was in the same position as youngsters Ben and Pip. Her introduction to Hananya didn't get off to a good start either. Before arriving at the park, she lived alone as a pet and had never seen another chimp, let alone a large male like Hananya. She was intimidated by his size. And he made her nervous. And, just like Ben, Patricia was bitten by Hananya.
Good girl. Yes, a good girl.
It took a long time for Hananya to accept her fully into his troop. And now he's even showing her his tender side. It may take Hananya just as long to accept Ben, but everybody hopes that one day he could be having as much fun in the group as Patricia. Down at the woolly monkey enclosure, keeper Holly is trying to get pregnant Piquita to wee.
So, Piquita, are you ready? Pee. Nope, that's grab. Pee, Piquita. Pee. Come on.
Holly is still training Piquita, and trying to get a woolly monkey to pee on command isn't easy.
Pee, pee, pee.
What we do is, whenever she goes to the toilet, we'll make our clicking noise and we'll reward her and say our cue word, which is pee. And eventually she will make the association.
Come on. Pee, pee, pee. You're not going to go, are you?
You'll go as soon as we walk away, or you'll do it on us as we walk under you.
Woolly monkeys can suffer from high blood pressure problems during pregnancy, which can lead to miscarriage. So every day, Holly tries to check everything's okay by taking a urine sample.
When woolly monkeys are pregnant, we can test their urine to see if we can find protein in it. And if we find protein, it means that their blood pressure's increased, it's affecting their kidneys. So every day we try and get a urine sample from Piquita, and it's not an easy business.
It's not the first time the park have tried getting a sample from a primate.
Hey, Kathy, think dripping taps and cold mountain streams and big waterfalls.
It's a testament to the close relationship between the keepers and the animals that they can even attempt this training. And each keeper has their own tactic. And the key to getting Piquita to pee is persistence. Try.
Pee, Piquita.
Try.
Pee, Piquita.
Try again.
Pee, Piquita. Pee.
And if you keep trying, eventually you'll succeed.
Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Piquita. Well done, honey. Hey, we cracked it. What a good girl. Check us out. Our cup is overflowing.
With the pee in the pot, the next stage is to test it to see if everything's okay.
Well, now we've got Piquita's urine sample, we're just going to use one of the multi-sticks to test all the different levels of things in her urine, including the protein levels, which is what we're worried about.
This test is exactly the same as a pregnant human would use, and 60 seconds later, all is revealed.
According to the test strip, the square we needed to look at for protein is exactly the right colour for it to mean it's negative, which was exactly what we were hoping for. That means her blood pressure isn't raised and it's not affecting her kidneys, so that means she's in good condition. Also, the little square which tells us whether she's got blood in her urine is showing negative as well, so there's no signs of any problems there. And all of the other little things that we test for are all exactly what we were hoping for, so she's doing fine.
As the test results are normal, the only concern Holly has is that Piquita is overdue. Hopefully it won't be long before the baby arrives.
Good girl. Well done.
Back at the Marmoset house, it's been 2 hours since newcomer Max was introduced to Marcel. Marmosets might be small, but introductions between males can be aggressive. Although these two don't seem at all bothered by each other.
The initial introduction of Max and Marcel has gone very well so far. Marcel was very, very nervous at first, and then they just started play fighting, and since then it's just been one big play fest, really. They've been wrestling, chasing, bouncing around. Max, I think, at times finds Marcel a little too much for him because Marcel is overly active, and Max just has to get used to that.
With the two of them together, it's easy to see how much bigger Max is than Marcel. In his previous life as a pet, Max was fed sugary sweets, which didn't do much for his waistline. But now he's got a lively playmate and is on a more suitable diet, he should soon shed a few excess pounds.
Hopefully with a bit of exercise, moving around, he's been lots of playing and wrestling with Marcel, and he's also got to hunt for his own food. Some of that weight will soon burn off and he'll be a normal-sized marmoset.
At least one of today's introductions has gone as planned, and it shouldn't be long before Max is happily living with the other members in Marcel's troop.
Good girl.
Next time, pregnant Piquita looks fit to burst.
And Piquita's kept us guessing, and she's currently 1 week later than we thought she'd be, and she's huge. We're hoping that she'll give birth any day now.
Capuchin Sean is keen to prove that nobody can groom like he can. And life hangs in the balance for ruffed lemur Blue.
She's still breathing? I don't think so. Can you stop the ice flooring?